I'm gonna respond to this guy.
Who? Who is this guy? And what does he want with your time? Move. Move. All right, Jeff. Are you listening to what I'm listening to?
Mm-hmm. We got a little dog shenanigans going up at the top of the stairs.
Literally always. This sweater used to be Jeff's, but now it's mine. Another victim of Jeff's shrinking sweaters. Ready? Hello everyone and welcome back to Foster the Meeple, a channel all about
board games.
And
board gamey things.
Exactly.
That sneeze is coming.
Again?
Yep, it's not here yet. It might not come.
Stop.
Drop.
Turn around, open up shop.
That's not the lyric.
What?
Shut
Stop.
him down. Open
Drop.
up shop.
I thought it was turn around.
I don't think so.
I think it is. Well, here we go Googling stuff again.
Stop, drop, turn around, open up shop. It is. Stop, drop, turn down, open up shop. I knew it. I'm so good. I'm so good. Nope, you're wrong. I'm right.
Did you just add like a lyric page to Wikipedia to make yourself right? We are here today to do another Done Well, Do Better. Better. Well, done, do.
Interestingly enough, though, is this the first time we've ever done one of these for just an expansion?
Yeah, but we're gonna talk a little bit about the base game too. But yes, this is for an expansion.
For an expansion.
Yeah, it is. So today we are going to be talking about The Loop from Pandasaurus Games and the new expansion coming out for it called the Revenge of Fauxzilla. So we're gonna start off by giving a brief overview of The Loop before we get into the expansion, because in order to understand the expansion, you need to understand the base game, even though Jeff doesn't believe that to be true.
That's not at all what I said.
Well, how it sounded. The Loop. Who can stop Dr. Faux? An evil scientist is laying waste to time and space, and it's up to you and your friends to restore balance to the galaxy. The Loop is a quirky, cooperative game where everyone must unite to battle the evil Dr. Faux. In the game, players are temporal agents tasked with gathering powerful artifacts to find the Doctor's clones and sabotaging his maniacal machine. Now, The Loop is all about Dr. Faux. He's this evil guy. And in the Revenge of Fauxzilla, now he's a freaking monster, right?
Mm-hmm.
In this box, there is more of everything that made you shine bright like a diamond in the loop. Brave the ultimate paradox by fighting Dr. Faux as his younger self. Share the subtle medieval poetry of the Peak Twins through the corridors of time. Track and trap Fauxzilla through the ashes of space-time in the Fauxzilla apocalypse mode. Escape its fury to seal the 7 kaiju balls in the 7 kaiju balls. See what we did there? Discover the brand new artifacts and missions from the agency's R&D department. Plenty to keep you entertained and your colleagues impressed around the coffee machine. So that's what the expansion is all about. Now, The Loop is a time traveling game. There are 7 different eras that you're going to be maneuvering around in The Loop. And each one is like, what's the time chronological as they chronologically happen? It's like medieval times, then jumps to science. That's not how it goes. It's medieval to like Renaissance, and then Renaissance to industrial, and industrial to, you get that? You see what they did there? And so within the original game, it comes with 4 different scenarios that you can play. Each have their own objectives, and the Revenge of Fauxzilla adds 2 additional scenarios.
It's just adding more game.
Exactly.
It's not changing anything up. It's just adding new objective types and changing up, the villain, I guess.
Yes, so the basic gameplay does not change in the expansion. What it does come with that is different are, as I mentioned, 2 new scenarios. You have the 7 kaiju balls as well as Fauxzilla Apocalypse. Now, both of these new scenarios are high difficulty level, whereas in the base game you get a mix of low, medium, and high. These 2 expansions are high difficulty. You also get 2 new agents.
Yep.
You get Faux Schlag and you get the Peak Twins, both of which are high difficulty agents.
Yep.
So you kind of see a theme here.
Yep.
It wants to challenge you more.
It's
basically.
more challenge, more Loop challenge,
challenging.
which is crazy because The Loop is not an easy game.
No.
In our opinion.
In our opinion.
Experience.
Exactly. You can mix and match the new characters with the original game and the original characters with the expansion. It also comes with 2 new mission modules that, once again, you can play in the new expansion, or you can throw these into the basic game as well.
So those are like objectives that you proceed through the game.
Exactly. And then finally, it also comes with this sheet that allows you to do different challenges and kind of mark off off your different challenges that you complete. So one example is a victory with 7 vortexes in play. So you just check that off. So that's the other addition that it comes with.
You do need the base game, obviously, to
Yes.
play with this expansion.
It literally says, danger, warning, beware, expansion. These time-defying stunts are only for professionals. Don't try this at home without the base game, kids. And then in all caps, it says, you need the base game of Loop for the Loop, right?
I love when publishers add flavor text to, like,
Yes.
a generic... Like, they could have just said, you need the base game to play this.
Yeah.
But they incorporated it into the theme of the game, which I love when they do that.
Now, I will mention as well, the expansion for the Loop was sent to us for review by Pandasaurus Games, so thank you to Pandasaurus for sending this along. We did buy the original copy ourselves, so just so you know. Now, that is kind of the general overview. Maybe we'll now just jump into the done well section, shall we? Okay, so what do we think that the Revenge of Fauxzilla does well?
I really enjoyed the theme of both new scenarios. Ultimately, one scenario you're trying to just line up Fauxzilla and shoot him.
Damage him.
Big guns,
This
basically. In the second one, it reminded me a little bit of like Dragon Ball Z, where you're trying to run around and collect these kaiju balls. So he can take them and put them back to his little nest, and then you have to take them back from him. I don't know, I really liked the objectives, I guess.
The variation.
Yeah, I thought it was just neat thematically what they were doing. Like, you know, this big Fauxzilla, Godzilla spawn thing, and, you know, you're chasing it around this board through eras, and yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, in the 7 kaiju ball one, he's basically like knocking them to like take them from you. You gotta take them back, you gotta take them, and then you need to like get them back to the proper era in order to activate them. And it's just like, there's a lot going on in that one, and it's difficult, but in a good way. And then in the Fauxzilla Apocalypse one, you're literally just trying to kill Fauxzilla. It's not easy to do. And I think like that's something that this expansion does really well, is it makes the 2 new scenarios are both very difficult, but not so difficult that it's off-putting. I think it makes you want to try and try again.
Yeah,
basically.
It's a similar feeling for me like to Ghost Stories. It's not easy, it's punishing, but you want to return to it. And I've said this before on the channel, like one of the things I like most when companies do expansions is that they don't change the game. They just give you more of a game you already love. You know, we really enjoy the Loop. I've had a ton of fun playing it. And so just to be given an expansion that's like, you know, we understand you love the Loop, and here's a little bit more Loop for you to explore. Like, they don't try to reinvent the wheel.
And I think that just adding more to the base game, like having more scenarios to do, enhances the replayability. Because the original game only comes with 4. So if you play them over and over and over again, you're probably going to get a little bit tired of them and you want something new, maybe something that's a bit more of a challenge. And this definitely adds to that. I also just in general love the theming of the Loop. Like the time travel aspect is really neat. The mad scientist bad guy is really neat. Like, I like that you kind of jump through the eras. And then the whole reason why the game is called the Loop to begin with is because you can loop within the game and reset some of your cards.
Yeah, it's like time traveling.
Exactly. And I love that. And another thing that's not specific to this, but it's used in a bit of a different way with the expansion. In the center of the board, there is like Dr. Faux's like time machine. And in the original game, for like the base scenario, anyways, you drop rift cubes into that, and they use that machine in different ways in these 2 new scenarios. So one way is you have to drop a blue cube into the machine to figure out where he's going to go. So it adds like an element of randomness to the game, and I really like that too.
Yeah, they took a mechanic that they already had and just made it more functional. They added more function to it. The other thing that I really enjoyed, I really like the twins.
The Peak Twin.
I had a lot of fun playing with the twins. You can manipulate both or either or whatever depending on the card. They play off of each other, so there's some added strategy with not just the game and how the Loop works mechanically, but also Fauxzilla, but then strategizing around how to best use the twins. I thought it was a really cool way. You didn't get to play with them yet, but
not yet, no.
They're super fun. They're really cool to be like, okay, how do I keep, because you want to somewhat keep them close because they do stuff if they're in the same era, but then you won't need to move them around. It was just a really cool added strategy piece.
Yes. Yes.
That I had a lot of fun with.
Cool. So let's jump into Do Better. I have definitely one thing I want to mention. The second new character, Faux Kleinschlag. I used him in our first play, and I did not like his special ability. So each of the characters or the agents within the loop have a little bit of an asymmetrical power. And for him, his is that during his action phase, he can move Dr. Faux's machine to any era of his choice, which does play off of some of his cards. But in the grand scheme of the game, I feel like it was way less beneficial than like what the Peak Twins power was or what some of the other agents' powers were. I just felt like this one was a little bit...
I wonder if it's just down to play style too.
It could be for sure, but he wasn't my favorite, so I wish that his little power was maybe just a little bit different. Like you could, you know, once per whatever, turn it on Dr. Faux's turn and not on his turn.
Yeah, I think it's the timing.
Definitely
If
a timing
it
thing.
may be more beneficial, yeah, to your point, if it's like on Dr. Faux's turn, if you've pulled a card, that's a bit detrimental. If you then could use your player power to be like, nope, I'm actually going to twist it to an era that's beneficial to us or something. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Well, I will say for one thing, and this isn't for us, but for other people, this is a challenging game. You need to be prepared to lose. And it is a co-op game. So you need to work together and try and choose agents that abilities will play well off of each other. And I think sometimes with us in particular, we get very focused on what we're doing and we don't focus on what the other person is doing and talking through those decisions together, because I think that's probably one of the reasons why we keep losing. But just so you know, if you don't play well cooperatively or you don't work well with others, then maybe this isn't the game for you.
If you don't like co-op games, don't play this.
And just in terms of the challenge level, just know like you will lose this game at least once, if not multiple times.
Maybe
we haven't won yet. Maybe we
not.
just suck at it because we're bad at co-op games.
We could. Yeah, we could just suck. But yeah, like I think it's just it's important to note, and we've stated it numerous times, that this is a difficult set of scenarios to play.
Yes. It's not easy.
They're not easy.
And I will mention too, one thing I forgot to say in the Done Well, for each of the scenarios, it gives you 3 different levels, 3 different difficulty levels that you can do it at. And we did both of them on the lowest difficulty level, and still we lost, but they're still high difficulty scenarios. It's almost like you can do a shortened version of them.
In one, it gives Fauxzilla a little more health the higher you play it, and it's kind of like you have to knock off his health, and the higher difficulty, he just has more hit points.
Yes, exactly. So it's hard.
Yeah, but it's one of those games where we've kind of got away from the do better, but it's one of those games that I feel like every time we played it, and when we finish, it's like, oh, maybe if I had done this a bit differently, or, you know, this, that, and the other thing. Like, it always invokes that thought process of, like, what could we have done a bit differently in order to be successful, just like Ghost Stories does.
Yes.
And I really like that.
And there is a bit of randomness in this game as well, because as you're dropping rift cubes and things into Dr. Faux's machine, you have no control over where they go. So
there's 3 slots that it could come out of.
Yes. So there is some randomness to this game as well. And I know some people don't like that. It doesn't bother me at all, but it might not be for you. So really, that is kind of our quick overview and Done Well, Do Better on the Revenge of Fauxzilla from Pandasaurus Games, the new expansion for The Loop. I would say, final thoughts here, we love The Loop.
If you like cooperative games and you like a bit of crunch, this is definitely recommended. Again, if you haven't played The Loop and you like cooperative games, I definitely recommend you take a look into it, do some research and make a decision, but we've had a lot of fun playing with it. And we're not quite as inclined for cooperative games as some other people would be, so definitely check into this.
Overall, love it. Love the expansion.
Yeah, we've had a lot of fun.
A+ for me. I just love the theme and I love the colors. And I love the art. And I love Pandasaurus. It just is what it is. So if you're interested in buying board games like The Loop, the original game, you should first start by checking your friendly local gaming store. And for us here in Halifax, that is...
the Boardroom Game Cafe.
Exactly. But if you are interested in the expansion, it's not going to be going retail until August of 2022. However, you are able to pre-order this on the Pandasaurus website right now.
You might be able to order it through your local gaming store as well. I'm not sure. I just know that it is available for pre-order on the Pandasaurus website.
Exactly. But its release date is set for August.
August 3rd. Yeah.
August 3rd of 2022. 2022.
Yes.
That's this current year.
Indeed.
Just FYI. That is all that we have for you guys today, so thank you so much for watching. If you like what you see,
please subscribe.
We hope to see you again soon, and now we say goodbye. Goodbye.
Later days.
all about
Uh-oh.
sneezing and
more gamey things.
Exactly. We'll do it again. Baby playing.
I think there's a dog out there.
That little bugger. Bean, is that you, honey? Yeah, it's you. Come on, upstairs, upstairs. Up you go, all the way. Push button.
Yeah.
Well, I already know that, Jeff. The box lid's on upside down.
Who did that? Who just did that?
Not me. Well, how do you explain this without explaining this?
By explaining that?
In order to explain this, so you would need to explain this.
Okay, I don't want to argue with you.
Well, you already are.
The Jamie sass I've been dealing with for 2 days now.
Sabotaging his maniacal.
Yeah, so